Hey folks, this is Mike Tango Whiskey. Walking around the city, testing out some gray man gear. Look at that. Look at that lame thing. I wanted to talk about been watching some videos about the slow collapse of the United States that have been out there on YouTube. Pretty good videos. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is the prepping channel for the people in the middle, the 68 percenters, people who wear button-up shirts, who have jobs, who ride the bus, kids, mortgages. We're not tactical ninjas. We're not survivalist bushcrafters. We're just regular people, a bunch of normies who want to be prepared for what's to come. If you're one of my subscribers, thank you all. You know I support you. No, you support me, and I'm grateful for you, and I love you like a stranger I'm passing on a trail who I nod to, and I hope you don't trip or fall on your walk, but don't ask me for anything. Okay. Yeah, I watched a couple videos, really good videos about it, with titles like "The Collapse Has Already Begun" in the United States. These guys talk about the housing crisis, they talk about utility bills, they talk about a lot of different things that are going on. And it made me think about a lot of the discussions on my channel between like SHTF and TOTC, right? Turd on the carpet. That SHTF is kind of all at once, everywhere, super severe and long term. Turd on the carpet is localized. It's bad, but it's not as severe. It is relatively short term. So I think, listening to these videos, I think they're spot on. I think that the collapse will not happen overnight, right? This collapse, I don't think it's going to happen overnight. What I see happening, and what I think will continue to happen, is this kind of slow, gradual, this slow burn, right? Where inside of 5 or 10 years, we end up like, I don't know, like a third world nation. Maybe closer to like what Mexico is. Is Mexico third world? I don't know. I don't want to insult anybody, but where I think that's more likely, right? In those videos, they mentioned utility bills, and just last night, me and my wife got into a discussion about our utility bill. Our utility bill is higher than it's ever been, and I go, well, that's because of the AC. It's been on all summer, and she goes, no, that's because your light in the garage that you leave on all night. And I'm not sure it's either one. Maybe it's a little bit of both, more the AC than my light for sure. But you know, maybe the cost of utilities are going up. Like I didn't even notice that. I haven't even heard that until I watched those videos. But so maybe everything will just gradually get more and more expensive. Maybe our freedom and access to the resources and tools that keep us prepared and free will just gradually be restricted, right? They'll gradually be regulated to where they're unreachable. You know, I don't know if this is accurate, but I heard that like firearms aren't illegal in the UK. They're just, the restrictions to get them are so high that nobody does it. Or, you know, they don't have to ban firearms, they just ban your ability to shoot them or your access to ammunition, and then it just renders them useless. They don't have to go door to door and take everybody's guns because they just make it impossible to use, right? Or, yeah, financially. So we're all kind of preparing for this to be, you know, insulate ourselves, you know, keep things relatively normal for us and our loved ones for whatever may come. And a lot of times that includes resources or access to resources. And that means money, that means options, that means, so if those things gradually get further and further away, you know, yeah, these are the kind of things that keep me up at night. Maybe that's how it's gonna go. Maybe it's gonna be this slow burn, this gradual collapse. That's not really a collapse, that's like a crumble. Maybe that's what we should call it. It's not the collapse. I'm not preparing for the collapse, I'm preparing for the crumble. You know, now there's a good side to this. There's a good side to it not being all at once. And although this is everywhere, right? But it won't be all at once. We have time. We have some time to prepare. We will probably see it coming. Whereas a total everywhere collapse in a true SHTF situation, we probably wouldn't see coming, right? It would be hard to predict, kind of out of left field. It's scarier, right? This is a slow crumble. I like that idea better, even though it's still a bad idea, because it gives me time to see it coming. Maybe I can be more prepared for those things, right? And pivot as I learn information, and position me and my loved ones for resources or access to those resources to give us those options moving down the road. This channel is part of that, right? I'm trying to pivot career-wise because I think there's a tsunami of change coming to the workforce. So yeah, I'm just processing out loud here this morning. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but if I had to guess, if I was a betting man, and I'm not because I'm bad at it, but I would venture to guess that it's not going to be a collapse. It's going to be a crumble, a slow, gradual falling apart where things become unaffordable. We get less and less free. The digital prison that's being built is just kind of gradual, and by the time we see it or realize it, it'll probably be too late to escape it, right? And then we'll all just be like, remember in Nemo, Finding Nemo, when that net comes up and all those fish are like, swim. It's gonna be like that, where we look around and suddenly we're all, we're just out of options. We don't have access to the resources we need. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe none of this will happen and everything will be fine. So, it's kind of early. It's kind of early for a black pill. So I'm gonna sign off. I wish you all the best, and yeah, this is Mike Tango Whiskey, and I'm all clear.